Hello, welcome back to the channel. We are back with a weekly video this time. I have been avoiding making weekly updates just because my progress has been very script heavy recently and I wasn't sure if it would be all that necessary to share, particularly when I'm still in the process of fleshing out certain functions, but I do enjoy making and releasing videos and figured why not give it a try. In this episode I've been updating my character class to include more personalised responses in preparation for building my bartering function. My goal is to ensure that each character has a unique personality when negotiating with the player. To achieve this, I added several new variables to my character class and manually integrated them into the character database. I also added a bunch of floats, which will be used to calculate the percentages in which the customers will change their offers. Incidentally, by adding these new variables to my customer class, it gave me the insight to re-evaluate my existing code and make some improvements. Initially, I was handling the customer data by assigning values to new variables inside the customer interaction manager and then passing them to the bartering manager. However, as I added more variables, this approach started to get really messy. Instead of duplicating data, I refactored the system to store a direct reference to the customer object. Now, I simply pass the entire customer instance to the bartering manager using the start bartering method. This way, I can access all the necessary data directly, making the system much cleaner and easier to work with when accessing the dialog options. Speaking of dialog, let's go through the updated customer class and how the new variables will work when bartering. Here we have the first haggle dialog string, which will be displayed when the bartering canvas is opened. We then have haggle dialog 2 and 3 depending on how many haggle attempts the customer has. If they only have 2, then this haggle dialog 3 string can be made null. We also have an accept lower offer. This is for those rare occasions when the player has enough profits but needs more positive reviews. The player can sell the item at a discounted price, lower than what the customer has offered, which will make them very happy and increase the player's chances of a positive review. We also have just a regular accept offer string when the customer accepts player's offers. We also have the offended dialog. This is used for if the player makes an offer higher than one of their previous ones. For example, if you offer £20 for an item and then in the next round of haggles you offer £22, the customer will notice, feel like they're being cheated and leave. This will also give the player an increased chance of getting a negative review, so be careful with that slider. We also have a regular decline dialog. If the customer declines all of your offers, then this is the dialog that they will use before leaving. As for the logic behind whether the customer accepts an offer or not, I have added a couple of extra values below. Here we have the haggle percentage. If the customer isn't happy with the player's counter offer, the haggle percentage will be the amount the customer reduces it by when haggling again. We also have the accept offer threshold. When the player makes a counter offer, if the amount is within the threshold of the customer's previous offer, the customer will accept and buy the item. For example, let's say the accept offer threshold is 10% and the customer offered £100. If the player makes a counter offer less than 10% more than that £100, the customer will buy the item. And here are all those variables in action in the customer database. I'll be adding all of the customers manually so that I can give them their own personalities. I did think about making a bunch of databases with different dialogues and then randomly selecting them, but I thought if I did it this way then I'd be able to personalise them a lot more. I could also give them different haggle percentages and accept offer thresholds based on those personalities too. So now that that's all set up, I'm ready to start working on my bartering logic and bringing the customers to life. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you on the next one.